Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. No introduction is needed. Let's just get straight to the point. Adam decided to reply to the nelk boy after the whole entire meltdown, right? And this was his response to pretty much, it wasn't the interview, but rather it was the after interview when the nelk boys were trying to do control damage, or should I say damage control. I'm sorry.
As far as what the nelk boys did, I think they're great. I think Kyle's a nice dude. They should have done better. To read a comment and say, wow, we interviewed Bibi Netanyahu, the modern day Hitler. Oh, okay, that's fair. Really, bro? Is that actuality the reality? Bibi Netanyahu is the modern day Hitler?
Yes.
Modern day Hitler. Are you freaking kidding me?
Yes, he's the modern day Hitler.
Go on all these podcasts and criticize Israel. Why?
First of all, I just want to go ahead and say shout out to Bassem Youssef, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. This brother has done a lot, you know? And when he goes on the shows and then they ask him the dumbest question that has been, you know, repeated over and over again, he just looks at them like, really? This again? Questions like, do you condemn Hamas? You know, or they'll call him an anti-Semite. He went ahead and debunked each and every single one of them. And they're still spewing this. They've ran out of words to say. Now they're just having it on repeat. And they're trying to do that for as long as possible while they do their ethnic cleansing. That's it.
Why can't Bassem Youssef go back to Egypt? Why can't he go back to the country that he's from? Because in the country you're from, you can't criticize the government.
Okay, first of all, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. You know, I'm really glad that he said that, because I can sit here and criticize the United States government. I can criticize Donald Trump. I can criticize the Speaker of the House. I can criticize the policies that they have. He's right. Some countries don't allow that. True. Ladies and gentlemen, you will get banned on social media for saying the wrong thing about Israel. Or should I say the right thing about Israel that they don't like. Recently, on my TikTok, every once in a while, I will post a short on there, you know, trying to build my channel and whatever. And I had a 1 minute short that I wanted to post it. And this had absolutely no music. Or maybe it had like a little instrumental in the background that's, you know, barely hard to hear. You know what? Let me go ahead and show it to you guys. So this was the short right here that I decided to post on TikTok. And you let me know what I said that was, you know. Because in my opinion, when something goes against the community guideline, I assume it's something like calling for violence, or you're trying to, I don't know, harm somebody or whatever like that. And so it wouldn't make sense that it will go against the community guidelines. But I was able to upload the video, but the video was muted. You couldn't hear anything. Let me know why. They don't see the Palestinians as human. And you think that's where they stop? Really? Hey, Americans, the only reason you are not on the chopping block is because they are still benefiting from you. They are a parasite. The parasite doesn't kill its host right away. Rather, what it does is try to get as much nutrients out of it as possible, whilst it's killing other parts of the body. And when it no longer needs you anymore, when it no longer can benefit from you, then it gets rid of you, and then it moves on to the next host. We've seen this. Why do you think they got kicked out of 109 countries? Do you think that's by coincidence? Do you think people just wake up one day and say, we don't like the Jews anymore? That's not how that works. You think Hitler just got up one day and say, all right, round them up and put them in a concentration camp? That's not how it works. That's not how humans think. So yeah, that right there was the video. And well, you guessed it, TikTok didn't like that. Why? Well, I think they said it because of the music, so they went ahead and muted it. But let's be honest, I have other videos on there that are literally using the same song. So which is it? Is it the music or is it the message? Anyway, let's continue your reaction to this guy.
You can't criticize the government in Iran. You can't criticize the government.
Oh, that's where I was. Yeah, so yeah, you're right. Now that we know that Israel is the one that's controlling America, and if you criticize Israel, where you either lose your job. Recently, a girl got kicked out of a college because she had an interaction with a Jewish dude that just happens to record at the moment when the girl is actually going off on him. but we don't see what led to the moment. And so she got kicked out of college for that. What's another instance? Yeah, the Jewish people, I don't know exactly which college it was. They recently just got over $20 million in reparation because their feelings got hurt. What else? Yeah. In conclusion, if you say anything about the Jewish state, or if you say anything about the Jewish government, which is the Zionist, you lose your job, or you get fired from your school, or you get kicked out of a college. Technically, Adam is wrong, because although they don't want to accept the fact that America is being controlled by the Zionists, reality has now shown us that that's the case. So now has the Zionists become the very thing that they are criticizing other countries for, which is you can't criticize the government? And then, if you see my video in the past, when Trump said that if you boycott Israel, well, you don't get any aid, any help. Yeah. So, think about that for a minute.
Of Egypt. You can't criticize the government of Syria. You'll end up dead. You can criticize the government in Israel, no problem. And to the whole camp that goes, well, you can't criticize Israel. What's the one country you can't criticize? Are you fucking kidding me?
Adam, at this point, bro.
Sorry.
This is the third time, man. It's like,
sorry.
We had dinner last night talking about
this. This upsets me because I hear.
I understand.
No. Because all I hear is that you.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, man. I genuinely think that PBD does not like this guy, but he has to keep him on because it's kind of like a racist person saying that I have a black friend, so that way they don't appear to be racist. In this instant, it's like PBD having a Jew on his show, so that way the Jewish community can keep, sending him money because he has one of them in the. You get what I'm saying? Am I making sense here? All right, let's go.
Can't criticize Israel, and all I hear are "F you."
I don't care.
Jew,
no.
Kill yourself.
These are two separate things.
I'm sorry. I'm fired up here, but when half the world hates you, deal with it and get tough. Because the whole notion that Israel can't be criticized, the whole notion that Bibi Netanyahu can't be criticized, that's all they do.
I think you've branched.
And before I move on to Vinny over here, he's going to go ahead and spit some truth. One thing that I want to go ahead and say is we don't need any violence. I don't hate the Jews. I don't call violence towards you, though. I condemn anybody who says we need to go ahead and unalive all the Jews. No. That's not where I stand. You can be a Jew all you want. It's your choice. Do whatever. Okay? I have no problem with the Jews. What I do have problem with is when you think that you are better than everybody and anybody, and then you want to go ahead and just commit as much atrocity on the earth as possible with immunity. Impunity. I'm sorry. That's the word I was trying to say. And when you go on a rampage, unaliving as many people as you want because you think you're better than them, that's what I have an issue with. And in case you haven't noticed, my criticism is not toward the Jews. Rather, it's toward the Zionists. People think that they're the same. They're not the same. You guys need to understand that Zionism and Judaism are not the same. Zionism was founded by Theodor Herzl. Judaism existed before Theodor Herzl. So keep that in mind. My criticism is not toward the Jewish community. I love the Jewish community. They can live their life in peace. I can care less. My criticism is toward the people who are committing atrocity on earth. And this just happens to be Zionists. And so it's like, whoa, that's why they have to be very, very specific when they say, oh, anti-Zionism means you're anti-Semite. Bullshit. He also said that, saying free Palestine means like that's the new term for Hell Hitler or some shit like that. You see where I'm coming from? They're trying to, merge themselves with Judaism so that way it's murky for people to see the difference, when in reality, they're not the same. I just wanted to go ahead and put that out there.
Over and go ahead, Vinny.
I just want to say one thing, Adam, and I understand where you're coming from, and I get your passion. It's all good.
I'm sorry about
you're
that.
You're the angry patriot at this point, but I don't think it's that. I think it's when you want to criticize Israel, there's two labels. You're anti-Semitic, means you hate all Jews, or you support Hamas. That is a big problem because the moment you can't say, wait a minute, there are starving kids in Gaza. They are shooting open fire on people that are just trying to get food. Those kids aren't terrorists. And to have an attitude like, well, they're going to grow up to hate Jews and they're going to want to kill Jews, let's just shoot them. That's the problem. It's not that if you can't criticize without being labeled and sticking up for the children and the innocent people, bro, that's the disconnect. It's not all Jews.
Vinny, just so you know,
yeah,
you're right and he's right.
Yes.
But it's not Hitler.
Oh, no, I'm not
What
agreeing
are
to
we
that.
talking
no,
about?
I'm not agreeing to that.
What are we? No, I want to make sure you qualify that.
Oh, yeah,
we're not talking about Hitler.
Absolutely not.
We are talking about
just criticizing
somebody who is a true believer in his cause. His name is Bibi, and it's not your cause.
Yes.
And you can disagree with them.
Yes.
But to all of a sudden have that category as here,
no, that's ridiculous.
Oh, that's what's going on.
No, that's a horrible comparison.
Yeah,
so, yeah, all in all, in conclusion, I do believe that Bibi Netanyahu is a modern day Hitler. Okay. Now, according to the, to what they taught us in school, let me be specific, is that over 6 million Jews were unalive during the Holocaust. That's what they made the claim about. Am I going to dispute the number? I'm in no position to, because I don't know the real number. To be quite honest with you, I have no idea what the real number is, but 6 million is a lot. But this is why I believe that Bibi Netanyahu is the modern day, the mustache man. Hamas offered twice in 2024 to release all hostages and agreed to not govern Gaza. And Israel said no. I wouldn't say Israel said no. Rather, it was Bibi Netanyahu, because this man is on record saying that he would sabotage the peace treaty that's going to happen between Palestine and Israel. So he is very notorious to make sure that the Palestinians do not have a state of their own. And when October 7th happened, that's the moment he was waiting for. That's the moment he was waiting for. And so I'm going to let this video play out and you be the judge.
I am not anti-Israel, but my government is committing war crimes in Gaza. And the arguments that were presented by Brooke belong in the garbage bin of history. It's an intellectual insult, the kind of things that we heard here that insinuate that there's no such thing as a Palestinian people when there are 7 million Palestinians living between the river and the sea. How can you deny the existence of a people, 7 million people who call themselves, excuse me, let me talk. What Israel is doing should not be tolerated by the Israeli public, nor by anyone in the entire world. This war has to end. Mustafa Barghouti was 100% right that Hamas has given in writing, in English and in Arabic. I received from them in August of last year a commitment to end the war and return all the hostages. And then there was more than 100 hostages that they were holding. But they demand an end to the war. They demand that Israel withdraw from Gaza. They demand a release of Palestinian prisoners. And they demand that humanitarian aid go into Gaza. They also added in writing, twice I've received from them in Arabic, that Hamas will not govern Gaza. Now the big
So, yeah, you tell me. Could the war have stopped on October 10th? Yeah. Thousands of Palestinians didn't have to die. A lot of hostages could have been released. But of course, Benjamin Netanyahu said no, because he knew that this is his one chance for him to go ahead and unalive as many Palestinians as possible, crank up mowing the lawn. They cranked it up on October 7th. That's why the defensive minister on October 7th literally said that no food, no water, because these people are a human animal and they all need to be eradicated. Those were his words. Yeah. You tell me if he's not the modern day Hitler. Later.